Hello and welcome to episode 212 for the 13th of June, 2024 for this week of Gear Report, the show where we talk about stuff. You know, we had a long run where we were too busy doing other things and didn't have any newly published work to talk about. We're actually going to talk about some new things today. So let me get the correct banners up over here. I got the wrong banner up. What am I doing? Oh, it's like we got a rookie running the show here. All right, we're going to change that. We are sponsored by Sylvan Arms. That's the correct banner for this show. I apologize. We had our backpacking show banner up there. This one is sponsored by Sylvan Arms. This week at Gear Report. It's every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, except for the Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern when we're not here. In that case, we don't do a show. It is This Week of Gear Report. We are going to talk about recent reviews because we have some. I think we're going to talk about reviews that will be published soon. We have some of those as well. I'm thinking, do we have anything to talk about in Guitarmageddon? I don't think we do this time. I think, I may share a video with you on Humveegeddon. We do have some things moving forward there. We can't forget the repeal the NFA and boo ATF. We're going to put those up on the screen whenever we get a chance. And, will we get to do a patch of the week? You'll just have to wait and find out. But I do have a sneaking suspicion because I see someone in the green room waiting to join us. So first, hi, I'm Jeff. I'll be your tour guide this evening. And I'd like you to meet this guy over here. He does stuff.
Komar do stuff.
Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. What? Yeah, you do stuff, right? Okay, and with that, we'll invite the quiet hustler into the house. Oh,
hey.
He's a little pixelated today.
Hey.
How you doing, suppressorman.com?
I'm really, really freaking good, Jeff. Good to see you.
That's what I'd heard.
What's up, Komar?
Hey,
right.
You live in the suppressed life?
I almost threw away one of your suppressors.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that would have become exciting later on.
Wow.
Don't throw away suppressors. That's a bad day.
Yeah, the Cholito. It almost got lost in some in a box, and I was throwing the box away. And
oh dear.
Took an extra beat. That would have been a catastrophe later on.
Wow.
Probably a good call.
Small.
Disaster averted. Well, congratulations on diverting the disaster.
Yeah.
It's bad form to lose NFA items.
It is.
Yeah, but the puppy killers like it because it gives them something to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin, so we've got a little bit of not as crisp video and some weird kind of background
some
noise
pixelation.
Happening. A little bit of pixelation, but it almost sounds like there's a fan. Yeah, like there's a fan blowing on your microphone.
All right. Yep. Let me fix the fan. That's easy.
Ah, it was a fan.
It was a fan.
It's Kevin's biggest fan.
Crushed
right
it.
there.
My biggest fan. And then the pixelation. I wonder if we can fix that just by killing that.
I don't know if there's a smudge on your camera lens or what. I don't know. But I mean, it's okay. It's not like I'm not kicking you out because your picture's not clear enough. I mean, look at Komar. Yeah. His whole background is blurry.
Right.
His whole camera is smudged except that little spot right in the middle where he's sitting. Defense Dad's there. Welcome to the program with 3 Yo's, proper capitalization and everything. Goes tactical. Roy. Of course. You know, we don't salute Roy, formerly of Brownells, and I can't remember what company he works with now. We don't salute Roy enough. We really should because he's a good guy. The Sasquatch of the gun industry. He's a good dude. So thanks for calling him out. We haven't talked about him in a while. Let's see. Looks like a big smudge on his camera, honestly. Yeah, I know what it is. Oh my God, I don't even want to say it. Because all three of us got the same potential issue here. I think your light above your head is reflecting too much and it's washing out.
My
the dome light.
The dome light?
Yeah.
Dome light.
Oh man. Oh man.
Love it.
I'm sorry to say it. I think that's what it is.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Dude, but look at me. I have no room to talk here. So I'm not picking. I'm just saying. All right. So see, that's better. That's better. See, you look better in focus already. All right. Welcome to the program, everyone. Let's see. We got a few people out there. Thanks for the folks who said hi. If you're out there and you hadn't said hi yet, why? Come on, say something. We want to hear from you. Let's see. Let's talk about current events. You guys have anything cool going on right now?
I got some weirdness.
Yeah. I should qualify. I know with Komar, you have probably 4 tiers of cool stuff that are all like, yep, can't talk about that one, can't talk about that one, can't talk about that one. What I mean is anything that you are allowed to talk about or willing to divulge publicly.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
So some
Here it
craziness
comes.
happened. Some craziness happened. So I'm involved as you know in local public safety in the area, right? So I was aware of a very 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 benign situation that occurred. All right, a public safety was activated, and it was a very benign everyday kind of situation, and there was nothing to it, and it happened. All right, cool. Then several days later, a TikTok hit the hit the internet. Right, a video showing local law enforcement in a parking lot. Also in the parking lot was a shipping container, and there was this big TikTok video about how as we approach the election, all these shipping containers full of military weapons are being dropped off in shopping centers all around the country and guarded by police. And if you go near them, you get shot. And it's like this conspiracy catastrophe. All right.
No way.
Now,
Wait a second. You mean there are shipping containers full of weapons around? How come no one told me this?
That sounds terrible. Where are they at?
I like guns.
I need to get you the link.
Yeah.
I'm getting you the link.
Wow.
It's another one of those urban legends.
Yeah, except I happen to have been peripherally involved in the situation that resulted in law enforcement being there. All right, and that being the case, to then see this TikTok thing talking about these are weapons.
This is fantastic.
But
I like where this is going.
The internet doesn't understand facetiousness and humor.
See,
so some people started backing up the shitty photoshops and being like, look, there it is, there's proof. And my boy's like, no, it's not. I'm making fun of you.
That's funny. See, when you started that story, I thought that you were going to say the shipping containers were filled with pre-printed ballots.
Oh. No, they won't let us find
that.
those.
That was also suggested, but no, that's also not what it is. It's actually just overflow from a thrift store. But anyway.
Well, the truth is sourly disappointing.
Yeah. Yep, it's bad.
That's way less cool.
All right, I'm trying to look something up on the other screen. I'm gonna have to figure that out later. I wanted to find Ghost mentioned something that I want to go to, and I've also and I've got your link up here that I haven't looked at yet. Where was? Get back to the comments. I'm gonna see if I can find a link to talk about that because I heard something about it briefly, but I've been busy today and haven't actually read about it yet. 2A Dustin is here. Are you kidding me? It's amazing. He's one of my favorite people too. Man, this is amazing. All right. So
Part of it.
Everyone waits until the show starts, and then they start pinging me about things that have nothing to do with the show. I'm like, all right, but I have to check in case someone's telling me something that relates to the says, oh my goodness, looks like I'm
That's
gonna be up
funny.
doing some photo shopping tonight. Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, let me
Funny.
see here. I'm scrolling over here to see if I can see the pictures without logging in. Okay, I bet that's the picture you're talking about. If we go here, let me get that off the screen. So is this one what you're talking about?
That is it. That
Yeah.
is it. That is exactly it.
Yeah.
That
Nice.
is proof. That is proof of government conspiracy right there.
Why
Yeah.
would they have you guarding a shipping container filled with thrift store items?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any
Uh,
sense. Wouldn't it cost more for the
It's
for the
happening.
guard?
Yeah.
It'd cost more to
Yes.
pay the guard than it would if they lost the whole shipment.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Everybody panic. I think that's really all we need to know is this one right here that says everybody panic. I like
Okay.
that. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a fun story. I like we got started with something fun. And I do believe it probably is. I mean, it's not thrift store stuff. Come on. We know that's Biden Coke. It has to be.
Saturday.
I mean, statistically,
Coke.
probability wise, it's more likely, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I was just catching up on some other notes back here. G Webs with an interesting suggestion that he gave us a thumbs up, and it is a good evening. It's always a good evening when G Webs stops by, and even better evening when he gives us a thumbs up. We do appreciate that. That's always a good thing. So let's see. Let's dive in to the actual program this week at Gear Report, and we'll talk about recent reviews. We're going to go through these kind of quickly because let me pull this up on the screen. And because of the audience we have here, I'm not sure I'm even going to dive into these three. I'm going to tell you what they are. I'm going to share the links if anyone wants to go check them out. You know what? I am going to go into them because it could still be interesting information. Oh, let me switch this up. I'm going to switch me and Kevin. So there, I'm not hiding Kevin behind recent reviews. There we go. Let's check this out because it's actually interesting, even if you're not a backpacker. This is like backpacking content here. Here you see me out in New Mexico backpacking. And honestly, I think I look pretty fly right there. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
USB batteries. I'm excited.
Yeah. So USB batteries for backpacking, we want them to be durable. We want them to be very light for whatever amount of milliamp hours of storage capacity they have. And some weather resistance is good. So that's kind of the criteria we're looking at here. Those criteria could be useful for many other things. I mean, this isn't backpacking specific. So that's why I'm actually sharing this here with people who aren't necessarily going to go backpacking because it could still be useful to you. So the link's in the in the chat, or you can go to gearreport.com and find it like we just did. And short version here, I've got a chart where I've calculated the milliamp hours of capacity divided by the weight, or maybe it's the weight divided by, I don't know, whatever the math was. I divided one of them by the other to get a milliamp hours. So it's the milliamp hours divided by the weight. So we have like basically the electrical storage capacity per gram of weight, and a higher number means, more dense power supply per weight. And we've got them ranked, and we got some really good options in here. As well as the number one power density is also the cheapest. If you just need a battery pack, I've had this. I actually carried it on a 12-day backpacking trip in 22, and it survived that. It's been in my kind of go bag that I take to events and things, my little backpack that I throw stuff in when I go places. I've used it a lot. It still works great, and it's only $20. That's this Connex One portable charger, 2680 milliamp hours. phenomenal. It's
This is
just
true.
really, really good. So at least the one I got. Who knows? You know, your mileage may vary, but a lot of neat options here. People
It's
use
the
power
most
packs.
power dense, and it is the cheapest, and
Isn't
it's
that
not the
crazy?
heaviest.
Right, right. Isn't that crazy? Like, and for the I should probably, well, no, that's what this is you know, power density per unit of weight. Yeah, it's really impressive. Although, you know, the last trip I carried it on, I had a smaller one at 10K that I carried, and I used it and borrowed someone's solar panel and recharged it. I never actually even used this one. It just got carried in my bag the whole time, at the bottom of the bag where it kept getting banged around. So anyhow, that's a neat item if you have any type of devices that need to be charged, which reminds me, if we have time before the show's over, I'm going to go dig out my old ATN binoculars. Um, they're the smart binoculars that instead of having optic glass that you look all the way through, it's actually got a camera at the front that's magnified, and then the little monitors at the back, and it's all digital.
Yeah.
I've got an Alaska cruise coming up, and I think those would be really cool to take, because you put an SD card in, you record in HD straight through them, and but you need a battery pack. So that battery pack I was talking about will probably end up going on that trip with me. Okay.
Nice.
Also interesting, maybe less interesting to people who aren't backpacking. Okay, that's power bank. Let's go to the budget solar panel for backpacking. And here we're going to list some of the different options, recommendations for what people should carry with their backpacking. And all this is specifically around trips to Philmont Scout Ranch out in New Mexico, because I do a whole lot supporting that operation and helping people prepare for that. So if you need a solar panel, and weight and size are important considerations for you, then maybe go check that article out. And you know, the link is down there in the chat. And let's see, the last one this one doesn't, you know what, we're not even going to talk about that one really. That's something specific to the Philmont Facebook group that I run, about people who like to argue and tribalize themselves over what kind of footwear they wear when they're backpacking. So if you want to read some drama, certainly go check it out. It's mildly entertaining, but also not really relevant unless you're in that group. So, you know, we'll toss it up there. Camping Gear Report likes to brag about that kind of stuff, so we'll go ahead and drop that in anyway. Okay, that wraps up recent reviews. So I really wanted to get through that kind of quickly, since it was all backpacking stuff. When we move into, see, I'm trying to keep moving so that we can get back to the more interesting discussion. Reviews that will be published soon. I do have one in the queue that I will actually, you know what? I'm going to drag this over to the other screen and share that real quick, just so you can see what it is. CV Life Eagle Feather 1:8 by 24. It's an LVPO. I actually haven't even looked at this yet. It's from AJ. You're seeing it at the same time I'm seeing it. And that is all the preview that you're going to get. Hopefully the next day or two, I'll be able to do the editing on that and get that published. And anyone else have anything that they're working on that's going to be published anytime soon? Going once, going twice. All right, we're done with that one. You know what? We are going to talk about Guitar Mageddon real quick, just because I have something sitting beside me that's kind of interesting. I just thought this was kind of clever. If you like tools, not disagreeable people, but you know, tool. Here, let me get this off the screen. I just found this interesting, the form factor. This is like a little screwdriver, nut driver, and it has an adapter that goes on it that lets you turn the these little tuning the little tuners on a guitar, so you don't have to do it by hand, right? But here's kind of the neat part: is it's like this, or oh, am I pushing the right button? This one. You can turn it so it's kind of pistol-like too. So depending on where you're working, it'll let you change that around. And I think it's interesting because to our bigger audience, because it's really just a little hex on the end, like a little Allen, like a 1/4-inch Allen key. It's got the little screw bits, and it's not a 10 millimeter, which is a little distressing, but it does have a little socket there. So you can use it for all sorts of stuff, but it's actually Star Favor sent me that too. They call it a power peg string winder. So there we go. We have done Guitarmageddon. We have knocked that out of the park. All right.
With an electronic screwdriver.
Love it.
I know. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Kevin, what do you use when you're recording videos?
I have a wireless lapel mic that I use for audio, which has made a huge difference in my videos.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then for a video source, I most often use my phone. I have an iPhone Pro Max, and so I use my phone. I put it up in a tripod and set it up, and to me, the content is way more important than the clarity of the video or the sound of the audio. But the audio was killing me, and I was having problems, and so I really needed a wireless mic that really worked.
Yeah.
And so
I've seen that mic that you showed me at SHOT Show, that little with the M on it. That's pretty cool. I've seen those on Amazon. I've got a little one that I use here for most of the stuff I film. This is like a little battery box, and you put it in there to charge your 2 mics. And I film a lot of the stuff in here on an old iPhone XR. Works great. But because I'm about to do this big backpacking trip, and I've been using a GoPro for a couple years, and it's pretty cool, right? It's a GoPro Hero 5. They're on a 12 now. So
is that an old one?
It's kind of crappy. Yeah. And we have a Flex from 2A Dustin with his Sony with the DJI Mic 2. Both of those, I don't know much about the Sony cameras. I know it's out of my price range, so that's why I don't know the specs on it. The DJI mics, I saw one of those at SHOT Show. The dude from TriggerCon had one, and with the little audiograph, the audio meters on it and everything. And I was like, holy crap, that is bougie, but it looked like a really cool little mic. So for where I need something more rugged, I actually had some videos that I wasn't happy with how they turned out from the recent. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pull this over onto the screen as well. From the recent.
Just because you mentioned the GoPro, if you're using a GoPro in a stationary situation for any length of time, serious overheating issues.
Oh, interesting.
I set one up on a tripod monitor, something that I needed to record a couple hours for, and it kept dying, and I investigated it, and they're flat out like, it's not designed to be used stationary.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, so when I was down in the Bahamas a couple weeks ago, you can see on this is my Amazon, one of my Amazon stores, which, you know what, I'm going to be a hoe and put that link out in the description as well. And I'm going to remind people we're on Twitch as well. So that's the Gear Report on Twitch is sharing that on the screen with you. You can see here, like this ballistic rated sunglasses. Those are the, that's actually these Vortex Optics sunglasses that we got at the gathering. And that was with the iPhone. And you see the colors are real bright and look good. And then you go over to the other side here and it looks cloudy where I'm out in the water.
Yeah.
The colors just didn't look good. Like the beach looked awesome with the iPhone, and then with the GoPro, Oh, what happened? I clicked the wrong thing here.
It looks
With the
more
GoPro,
cloudy.
all right, let me get past that stuff. You need to see my fatness. We'll just get to that part. It kind of looks like someone peed in a pool, right? I was not pleased with how the color turned out. So what I did, let me get that off the screen. Exit full screen. That's what I did. We are really pushing the edge of my competence over here operating the console. I picked up from Insta360 the Ace Pro, and it's a pretty cool little camera. It'll do 8K in at 24 frames per second. So it won't do 30. It won't do, 4K. I think it'll do, I'd have to look it up. Maybe it's 120. And I think it does 240 frames per second at regular, 1080. But it's got the little fold up screen that you can monitor. So you can do selfies with it. You can do, like, if you're doing low shots, you can look at it like while it's down below you. You can look at your screen so you get everything lined up.
Nice.
But I have been out playing with that camera. Actually, I've got one of those videos up here too, just showing some of the colors. Here we go. Super rich colors. And all right, how do I make it shut up? There we go. You don't need to hear the audio. And the video stabilization, it probably looks a little choppy on here because of a little bit of buffering over the internet, but the image stabilization is great. The color's great. And the mic, the built-in mic, actually works really, really well. So I'm really pretty stoked. Really pretty stoked about that camera. And I've just got to figure out how to. I had a perfect setup on my old backpack. Osprey sent me a new Exos 55 Pro backpack that I'm going to use. And I've got to figure out how to hook the camera up here. So when I'm backpacking, I can just real quick with one little motion, pull the camera off, push the button, start filming, and roll with it from there. So I'm really stoked that this backpacking trip should let me get a whole lot of really cool video. Let's see. G-Web says you probably were filming through shark pee. Oh, I'm sure. It certainly tasted like shark pee. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, what do I know, right? Chris from the 740. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you for being here. And let's see, what else shall we talk about? I've got all sorts of accessories and battery packs and things for this camera that I haven't even opened any of them yet, that I'm going to start working through tomorrow. And we'll put some other things up there. Let's see. G-Webs has what's called a beetle mount for backpack straps. That sounds pretty cool. It's a quick release. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I've got a couple things that I'm going to explore. I've got one that hangs around. It's like a strap and it hangs down, and it's like a two-piece magnet. I guess it's got metal in one side, magnet in the other, and the one side has the GoPro mount on it. So it holds it super tight, but then you can pull it off pretty quick. Yeah, what's he say? The new Instago just came out too, only $40 more, but 4K. Yeah, I think is that the long one that has like the double lens at the end, like people put it out on the end of the stick. I'm not sure. But anyhow, I'm really pretty stoked about that camera. I know this is going to shock people. I've been known to be a little bit thrifty, so dropping the $400 on that camera made my eye twitch a little bit, but I'm pretty stoked at how it looks. And that's a video. If you want to go check out the video of walking through the park with that, that's the link to it out there in the chat. Okay, so where are we? We have done. Oh, Humvee Geddon. All right. What I want to say about the Humvee, the Battlewagon 3 is still here. I haven't had any bites. I really need to redo the for sale ads for that and get them out there so that someone will purchase it, because I need the space beside the driveway, because the Battlewagon 4 is now working. I've driven it. I actually overfilled the transmission when I changed the filter, and that caused a little bit of an issue until I drained some fluid out, but it's running great. Purrs like a kitten, drives pretty good. Everything's going well with that. I just haven't had much time to work on it lately. Too many other things going on. 3 Yo's from Flying Rich, who doesn't even drive. I don't know if anyone's aware of that. Flying Rich sits in a car and lets it drive him places. That's kind of how he does things, because he's bougie like that. It's one that's small and magnetic, has a mount the same as one you got. Interesting. Okay, cool. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, okay, Rich. That's an inside joke, harkening back to some confusion at SHOT Show years ago. Humvee's EMP proof. The original first generation, maybe even second generation Humvees with the mechanically controlled 3-speed 3L80 transmission are theoretically EMP proof. Everything's mechanical. I mean, maybe your headlights quit working, but you know, it'll still run. It'll still, the transmission will shift. The more modern ones that have the 4-speed overdrive transmission, it's computer controlled. And while it is in a shielded box, a lesser EMP probably isn't going to knock it out, but something pretty strong, yeah, you're going to be in limp mode in that transmission, and, you know, limited to 20, 25 miles an hour if you wait for the transmission to shift for you. If you move the automatic transmission selector through the gears, you can still do it that way. So maybe that does make it EMP proof. I don't know. What is this? Must have been a media embargo until today because everyone dropped videos on it at the same time. Are we talking about the legislative stuff or the legal stuff there, Defense Dab? Because that's something I want to get to. I noticed something interesting over on the GOA page. Let me get that off. And we'll get rid of Humvee for now. Let's see. We've got a preliminary injunction against universal registration check rule, which I think is good progress. What I was looking for on here, though, was some more information about what Ghost had said earlier about the pistol brace rule. And I haven't found that yet, but anyhow, we'll come back to that. If someone finds it, wants to send me, the camera, yeah, I got you. I got to get on the list with some of these companies where they send stuff out and then you have it available and you're embargoed. I've done that several times, but I haven't done it lately. It's nice being on the leading edge and being able to have videos ready. No embargo on the pistol brace. Yeah, that didn't make sense to me, but I'm not that smart, so that's why I misinterpreted that.
Well, basically everyone that was doing whatever they want is still doing whatever they want.
Yeah, funny how that works, isn't it? Yeah.
And everyone who registered a pistol brace as an SBR is now panicking and trying to figure out how to unregister it. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I saw a couple of YouTubers that dropped some videos on it, but I haven't seen an actual news article on it. I think Armed Scholar released a video. Guns and Gadgets released a video on it.
Yeah.
So
I saw his headline. I saw Jared's headline. I don't watch his stuff, and I very rarely watch Armed Scholar because I like him, but the persistent no information bullshit clickbait titles on every damn video just pissed me off. So I'm like, you know what? He's a nice guy. I've met him. I've talked to him. Super cool dude. But I'm like, bro, don't fuck with me like that. Yeah. Alarm scholar. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not going to support the way he chooses to do that. For Rich's question, how much for a Humvee? I'm going to drop the link to the ad here. If y'all know anyone that might be interested in the Battlewagon 3, it is I mean, it's mine. I'm trying to sell it, right? But literally, it's one of the cleanest, nicest, newest, most feature-rich Humvees available. It's the latest generation. It's actually way nicer than what most guard units, reserve units, even a lot of active duty units have. And it actually kind of pisses me off a little bit that the government has auctioned off a lot of them. Because, like, I mean, why do I need to have the newest, nicest when Kevin goes and does the Army thing and is probably riding around in an older one? It doesn't make any sense to me. But they sold it. I bought it.
We have a few 1097s, right? From the 4-door soft-sided Humvees. We still have a few of those in circulation.
1097s are second, third generation Humvees. This is a fifth generation. Like, why did they sell me this? My other one's an 1123. It's the Marine Corps version of the 1097. And I don't feel as bad about owning that one. But if anyone is interested, please share this around for your friends. It's not cheap because it's the pimped out version with the full turret on top. You can even see a video of the Army shooting 240 out of my turret at an exercise that I went and helped them with. So yeah. And no one has commented this time. Everyone I've sold, I've put this little thing in here. It says, I reserve the right to decline to sell if I deem you unworthy. And usually I get some hate for that. People comment and it drives the algorithm and gets a little bit more traffic on it. But it didn't really happen this time. So I was a little upset about that.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. It's purely just to kind of bait people into doing things that will help drive engagement for the page.
After he just got done hating.
But I would, but to be honest, there are people that I would not sell to. And legally I'm not allowed to sell to people who aren't US citizens. So there is some truth in it, beyond just being a little pithy in the ad. All right, so where are we? We're not going to do TJ's happy hour because he's blown us off again. I'm not even going to call him a bastard for doing that. Okay, I just want y'all to know that. All right, we're going to leave repeal the NFA up there for a bit, and I am going to solicit comments from everyone. If you pay in stacks of hundos, yeah, that'd be good. What may not have been evident in the quick blip where I had to add up on screen is I only take cash. So the people who say, well, okay, it's $59.9, right? But what if I pay cash? Like, you're going to give me a deal, right? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm going to sell it to you because you gave me cash. Because if you don't give me cash, I'm not selling it to you. Which, the flip side is like a certified check that I take to the bank or a transfer in that the bank confirms. I would treat that as stacks of hundos. It's just, easier than carrying it around. But
not nearly as cool as a briefcase with a set of handcuffs on it.
Yeah. No,
that'd be awesome.
You know what? If you do that, Rich, if you bring a briefcase full of stacks of hundreds and it is and it's chained to your wrist, I'll take $1,000 off just for that, because I think that'd be
on
cool.
it.
Yeah,
on it. On my way.
Yeah. I think that would be well worth it. You just have to let me know so we can film it. That's all I ask. We're gonna film it. We're gonna make a big deal out of it.
That'd be pretty fun
because it'll be fun, and you can dress up. You can come. Looking the part of the type of person who would have a briefcase full of hundreds. And
a suit.
Yeah.
And I'll just say of the Tesla driving itself.
Yeah, really. I think he has a Lexus that drives himself, but yeah, 50K. I'm afraid to ask, to be honest. Yeah. But I almost reached out to Rich before I bought that camera, because I don't know if Rich came in when I was talking about this or he came in after, because Rich has got a couple of the Insta360s. I think he's had the little remote one, the little white one that he clips to his hat when he's walking around at events, and it has the base that stays elsewhere. I'm pretty sure that's an Insta of some sort. So he probably knows all about these. Yeah. All right. So what else is going on in your worlds? You thought you're just here as eye candy, huh?
Yeah. Are you talking to me? You talking to
Oh,
me?
yeah.
You
I'm
must be
talking to
talking to
everyone.
me because you're not talking to him.
I think he's talking to whoever's listening. Yeah, dude, I got nothing not terribly exciting.
Nothing. Yeah, I got you.
This is my last week with my beard. Next week I got to go play a soldier, so by next Thursday I'll have a full no beard again. It's sad.
Have you ever looked back and thought, like, seen a picture and thought, now I know what I was doing army wise at that time. How the hell was my hair, beard, whatever, that long? Like, how'd I get away with that? Have you ever had that happen?
Nah, because I've only been able to grow it out 2 months. 2 months at a time.
You wouldn't believe me by looking at the top of my head here, but I found some pictures when I was in college and I was in the Air Force Reserve, and
very relaxed grooming standards.
Oh, dude, it was. I look at it and I'm like, well, that must have been before I was in the. Well, no, but it wasn't before, and it wasn't after. Like, I was actively in the reserves, going every month. How the hell was my hair that long? And it kind of freaked me out, looking back at it. But yeah.
The Air Force will let you get away with murder.
Yeah, maybe. I was a mechanic at the time, and they didn't really care about what we did, I guess. Once I was in a aircrew job, they cared a little bit more, especially when we were going to other places. They actually encouraged us to let it grow a little bit sometimes. We went to places where we were going to be staying for a little bit, but we didn't have a base. Like, we'd be parking the plane and getting in a van and going to a hotel. They really encouraged us to dress like civilians, grow our hair out, grow beards a little bit, not too much, not look like we're special forces where they look like they're trying to grow stuff out, but to have varying degrees of stuff among our crew. Maybe that's what was going on. No, but that was before I was doing that. So yeah, I really don't know. Rich made a good let's see. Rich made a good comment here. GOA goals. So that's what's up on the screen here. August 17th and 18th in Tennessee at the Knoxville Convention Center, the Gun Owners Advocacy and Leadership Summit. Had a nice chat with John over at GOA at the gathering about how they're setting this up, and it sounds like it's going to be a really good event. I'm excited to see what goals, how it shakes out. So are either you guys going? Anyone out there in the comments planning on going to goals?
I wanted to go. I'm not going to be able to go.
Yeah.
I'll be with the military that weekend.
Yeah. Well, that would make it difficult then, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I can't be in Knoxville and be in Atlanta at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now you're paying the price for not cloning yourself like everyone told you should. I'm kind of excited for that one because I missed. I haven't been to NRA since 2016.
In a minute.
So G-Webs with the Mohawk. That story sounds suspect. How much did GOA pay for media to attend? We could ask the same question about SHOT Show or NRA Show or anything. And I think
you to come.
I think the answer is probably if you are big enough, then they probably would pay for you to come. But, you know, for GearReport, we're not big enough that they're paying for us to come. And I didn't ask about it. I probably should have, but you know, it wouldn't feel right when all the people are making donations to then, you know, well, you got to pay for me to come to this thing. We'll go because we support what they do, and because boo ATF, and because repeal the NFA. So
right.
Yeah. I don't think they're perfect, but they're less imperfect than NRA, in my opinion. So I will skip NRA and go to GOA this year, and see how that goes. Assuming I'm able to make it, I'll be in New Mexico backpacking through the beginning of August, late mid-July through early August. Oh, let me get that on the other screen. And I'm hoping that I will have an opportunity to get home and get settled and be able to kind of do a quick turn and get back out there without alienating the family too much. All right, we'll take that off the screen for a moment so I can navigate to what I wanted to find on the other screen. Oh, it's not working. All right. But I'd be interested to hear what GOA, what G-Webs gets to go to different events. So he always asks about that kind of thing, and I'm like, I must be missing out on a deal here, because he seems to think that that is common and expected, and that's not been my experience so far. So I want to know how you work that out.
I guess you just have to ask him.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I'm doing here, ostensibly, you know. All right, let's see here. I'm going to put this down here. I'm trying to copy a video off my phone. I'm stalling while I do that so that I can I'll put that in here so that I can pull it up and show what I was doing right before the program, because I rolled in right before we went live, and it's going to take a minute to copy. So we'll just have to be patient.
Well, we've got another segment prepared.
We do. Indeed, we do. Okay, so are you ready?
I'm ready.
Don't jump the gun. I just want to know if you're ready.
Shoot, I stay ready. Lights, camera, action. All right. So the patch of the week. This comes to you from Gilbert, Arizona, from Bagnotto Enterprises. Robert and Rita Bagnotto made this patch.
Check that out.
And it's a cat with a cigar and a Tommy gun. And it's freaking cool.
Yeah, that's got a lot of really good detail on it.
Yeah, it does. She had these at SHOT Show.
Yeah.
I need some of them. Is that PVC?
Is that not awesome? It's PVC.
Yeah,
and it's absolutely cool.
It's got so much detail. It looks like a sticker.
That's a big patch.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
She didn't say who made it, did she?
She had it made. I'm not really sure. Probably somewhere in the People's Republic of China.
Oh, I see.
But it's very cool.
All right.
So that'll be your patch of the week.
Excellent. I agree. That was a good choice for patch of the week. Thank you for sharing that.
They just became a new GSL dealer too. They're slinging GSL suppressors.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Let me get that off the screen. We'll get those things off and make that bigger. And I will pull this up and show you what I was doing right before, like 30 minutes before the program started. I got the backpack on and I am running the bleachers to try to get my fat butt in shape. I only did this for like 45 minutes tonight, and I'm going to work up to see if I can't get a little bit more time of moving fast, getting up and down, because this is all at about 450 or 500 feet above sea level. And I'm going to be going to New Mexico, where the lowest will be is over 6,000 feet.
Wow.
And it gets a lot higher. The highest will be 12,441 feet or something like that. It's going to be pretty high. Air is going to be pretty thin, and it kicks everyone's butt. And the most exercise I've gotten in the last couple years is on this program when I run my mouth. That's like the only running I do is when I run my mouth. So I have got a couple weeks to get myself in shape so that I don't die in the wilderness of New Mexico. Let's see. The company again. Can you type it in the comments, Kev, so we can see what that is?
Yeah, you know what, G-Webs? I think you're right. I think they were made by Tough Products, if I remember right.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I keep
think they were.
seeing Nancy's been traveling a lot lately, and I keep seeing this. I keep thinking I need to shoot her a note and say, hey, I need some patches made. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, my stuff is all Tough Products. I've been super happy with it.
Nice. I gave her one of my patches, one of my patch designs, and I'm gonna have her turn it into PVC. And that'll be freaking cool.
Yep.
I had this patch like as an idea in my mind for quite a while, and I finally got it into dye sublimination. And she's gonna turn it into PVC for me. You want to see what it looks like?
Well, if you want to share
it, sure. Here it is.
I don't see it yet.
It's sharing.
Over here. Okay.
There we go.
Right.
I've seen that one. Go.
Interesting.
Here we go. So this is the patch, and it has Maria dual wielding a full auto Mac 45 and a MP5 in her right hand with suppressors and casings flying everywhere. And she's going to turn this into PVC for me.
That's cool.
Okay, so that doesn't exist yet?
What's that?
That does not exist yet?
The PVC version doesn't. I have a run of like maybe 50 of these left. They're pretty cool.
You should do the next one.
I need them to give out with the any GSL suppressors that I sell.
Yeah. The next one could say, nobody solves a problem like Maria.
Right. And she's blowing the smoke off the end of the suppressor like James Bond.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to get patches made, it looks like. Nancy's going to be busy. We're all going to be bugging her to get patches made. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I wonder, let me see on the other screen here if I can pull up Tough Products. I've never actually, I've got a camera bag from them. I've never done anything with patches from them. So I don't, they actually have it on here. Cool. So that's the process apparently.
Yep.
So you can buy pre-made or
have them custom made.
Yeah.
I got one of those.
Unless they already have perfect patches already, and then you don't have to have them custom made. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They got all kinds of cool stuff here.
There it is. Look at that.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So if you didn't know Tough Products already, oh, look at that. Yeah. If you didn't know them already, then they seem to be able to do better detail than some of the other Chinesium vendors out there. And I'm not saying that the Tough Products patches don't smell like sweaty children, but I'm not saying that they do either. So, you know,
it's the price you pay.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently. All right. We are approaching the end of the program, so it is last call for questions or comments or whatever. There's the link if you want to check out the patches on Tough Products. I dropped that in the comments as well. Let's see. What else? I feel like I'm missing. There was something else I was going to talk about that was kind of interesting, and it does not appear to be something sitting near me at the moment. So I don't know.
Did you see my videos on 1791 yet? On the gun leather, the holsters?
I don't think I did.
They're
No.
pretty cool. Pretty
All
cool.
right.
So I might mix them up into their own article. Maybe.
That could be cool. Yeah.
Be kind of fun.
What page are they on? What's your account called on YouTube?
I am Kevin Kinzer.
Okay. I didn't know if you had a new Suppressor Man account up there yet.
No, I haven't created one. I'm just kind of throwing the videos on there because I already have it built and established, and I like it, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So you hit videos, and you'll see some of the
there we go.
1791 gun leather patches. There's one carbon fiber holster that they had sent me for like a Glock 17, Glock 23 frame.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. And look at that microphone.
Yeah,
that little wireless lapel microphone.
This Kinzer guy is looking like a legit internet influencer.
I know, right? I know. And here I did like kind of a tabletop video explaining it.
Sure.
So,
yeah, it works out pretty good.
Nifty.
Yeah. So y'all go check it out if you haven't seen. Let me find a link up here. Here's how you subscribe, by the way. You just click that button, and that's how it works, in case you were wondering. We're going to, actually, I don't want that one. I want to go back one page to the home page. We'll copy that. And we're going to drop that right out there in the comments as well. And
you rock.
And GearReport Firearms is going to share that one with you on the screen. So go check it out if you hadn't seen Kevin's YouTube channel yet. And I think with that, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. So thank you to the panelists for being here. Thanks for everyone who left comments out there. I apologize if I missed any. I did mean to call out Gizzard Gary doing his best to throw a little diversity in the viewership so that everyone's not on the same platform. And coming in from X, let's see, what in the world? Something about, I missed that one about Mr. Beast making a video. Mr. Beast actually doesn't live too far from me. And, you know, y'all may remember I sold one of my big military tents to a production company who was making a video for a big YouTuber down in the Greenville, North Carolina area. And my son was like, I bet that was Mr. Beast. And I was like, well, they had a budget to hire a production company who came and gave me too much money for a tent.
Could have been.
Sounds like he is the most likely suspect for that. So who knows? I should probably check out some of his videos, see if I see one of my tents in one.
The last video I saw of his, they had a bomb wired to $250,000. And the guy had 10 minutes to complete a bunch of challenges before hitting a button to disengage the bomb before it blew up his money.
Wow.
It was a little crazy.
It sounds a little crazy. Jeez, that's kind of rough. All right. So with that, thanks all of our guests for being here, the panelists, the folks out in the comments. Really appreciate you. We'll be back at the same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, next Thursday, as long as Sylvan Arms lets us continue to keep being on. So we appreciate them helping us make this program available. We appreciate everyone out there for watching. Until next time, we'll see you at the